friends, today I am working again with the January 2025 hip kits, and I'm just flipping through the papers here to select some that are going to go with my photos. Now, I have to apologize right off the bat because I do end up going with that mixed media printed background paper that has a majority of white on the background, and then my desk is white. And so throughout this video, my camera has a really hard time calibrating the colors, and it's going to go bright and then darker, bright and then darker. So I just want to apologize for that. Now, one of the things I do when I first get a kit is I go through the titles, I go through the stickers here. You can see this little one that says Partners in Crime, and it kind of starts getting my creative wheels turning or helps me think of photos that will go with those pre-made titles. And that Partners in Crime one really stood out to me and reminded me of these silly photos that my husband and I took one day, and I will tell you the story about these in a second. My title is going to be based on that sticker that I pointed out a moment ago that said Partners in Crime, because on this particular day, we were partners in crime. We were, my son was in high school and he was really into thrifting and then reselling the items that he found on eBay and other classified type sites. And as he got into this, he started overtaking all of his items and finds started overtaking his bedroom. And then they started flooding out into our family room and things like that. And so we were always bugging my son, hey, you got to clean that stuff up. Hey, your room's getting out of control, that kind of a thing. And, you know, in typical teenage fashion, of course, he's ignoring us and he's busy and he's doing all his teenage things. And so cleaning up his room was definitely not a priority. So on this particular day, my husband and I decided to take matters into our own hands. We were just in a silly mood. So my husband bought several of his pieces off of eBay. You can see him modeling the shirt he bought, as well as the Little Mermaid VHS tape that he bought from my son. And then we took those photos and texted them to him in school and showed him how we cleaned up his bedroom. So that silly photo of me with my thumbs up is just saying, yeah, we cleaned up your room, that kind of thing. So yes, we were partners in crime and got our point across to our son. And, you know, of course it got messy again, and no big deal. It's his passion and whatever. But this is just a funny memory that my husband and I have together. So anyway, I'm going to use this background paper to guide all of my color choices. You can see that it has a pre-printed mixed media design in the blue, the pink, and the yellow. And so I used another blue paper to mat the two vertical photos on the right-hand side. And then I used a pink patterned paper from the 6 Pocket Life kit to mat the photo of me. And then all the other color choices I'm going to bring in are going to be centered around those 3 colors. And then I keep my other paper choices, like that newsprint paper, quite neutral with the black and white colors. I am grabbing the Puffy alpha stickers from the main kit to spell out my title here. And I wanted to kind of break it up a little bit. So I found these cardstock sticker shapes from the embellishment kit. And I'm going to use that to place this smaller word in on that little sticker there, just to kind of break up my title and make it easier to read. So I added those 2 little or that smaller letters, that smaller word to that smaller sticker. And I'm going to add a couple of the dots here just to set that apart and just give your eye a visual break as you read through the title there. I also have a phrase die cut from the main kit that says, "Laughter is the best medicine," which definitely goes along with my memory here. But I also wanted to bring in another phrase that had a bit more color. So I went and flipped through the phrases in the Pocket Life kit, and I found the yellow one that says "Celebrating Small Victories," which definitely, this was a small parental victory, right? So we did that. I am now sifting through the other die cuts from the main kit, just looking for some additional phrases and pieces that I want to add here. I like that dark blue real life circle, and I will end up putting that on the right side of those vertical photos. And then I'm also going to bring in this little tab piece that says "Love this," and or actually it says "Say what?" ? And I'll add that to the top of the column of photos there. So I'm glad to have found that. Now at this point, I am looking for a way to add my journaling to this page, and I went to these vellum die cuts that are speech bubbles from the embellishment kit. And I thought that would be a really fun way to add the journaling here, but also let that mixed media show through. So I add those two pieces there. And now I'm looking for other elements to kind of round out or add an organic feel to this page. There is a set of floral die cuts in the embellishment kit, and I played with these for a little while. There's some pink branches, there's some solid flowers, and I'm just going to odd addition these here, and I'm bringing in shades of pink, yellow, and blue just to match that mixed media in the background. So I'm going to try this out for a minute. I do add in some of the green leaves to just break that up a bit. And as I'm doing this, I'm not loving it. It feels like too much color for some reason. So I'm going to fiddle around with this for a minute. But what I end up deciding to do is go back to the pattern papers. And in the pattern papers of the main kit, there is one that has a whole sheet of neutral black and white sketch looking flowers. And so I'm going to take those and fussy cut those out, and then I will use those to fill out the paper. I kind of got that idea as I was trying out these black and white branches from that floral die cut set. So yeah, I switched out the green ones, tried the black and white ones, and it reminded me that I have this full sheet of black and white florals. So off camera, I do take some time to cut out several of those. And now I really like how this looks. And I'm just going to spend some time tucking these in and creating a floral embellishment cluster, or a floral cluster over here on the right edge of the page. I will add some leaves and some additional florals over by the title. And then I will eventually add one up by those speech bubbles. Now, as I'm going throughout this, I'm not sure I want to use I'm thinking about how I'm going to add my journaling to those vellum speech bubbles. Now, I know a lot of people will use adhesive to add the die cuts to like a blank piece of type paper and run it through their printer. For whatever reason, that just freaks me out. I don't want to mess up my die cuts trying to do that. And so usually what I'll do is just use print my own journaling on a separate piece of vellum and then adhere over it. And that's what I end up doing with these is I am just going to adhere my journaling right on top of those vellum circles, so I don't have to worry about crunching them or ruining them as I experiment sending them through my printer. So while I'm finishing out those floral clusters, I do want to add a little scattering of something up in the upper left corner by those speech bubbles. And I find these little heart die cuts in the main kit, and I think that's a perfect solution to go there. There were actually 4 of them, so I put 3 of them in the upper left corner, and then I'm going to end up putting the 4th one over by this little real life circle. Now I have this little real life circle that's going to go over on the right edge of those vertical photos, but I wanted to set it apart a little bit more and bring some pink over to that side of the page. So I'm going to use the brand new Basic Shapes die set and snip out a little piece of the cover sheet of the cardstock kit and cut that pink circle to just mat that blue real life circle. I'm going to use a mini stapler here to staple on my vellum die cuts, and then off camera I will do my journaling and add those. I'm going to get all the other pieces popped up in place. I added 1/8 inch foam strips behind those 2 phrase strips below the title, and then I'm using some small foam squares to add the 4 black and white hearts here to the page. Now, also in the embellishment kit are these adorable glitter epoxy shapes, and lo and behold, these adorable hearts fit right on top of those heart die cuts, which I love when that happens. So I went ahead and followed through with my same blue, pink, and yellow color scheme that I have going throughout this layout and added those to the heart die cuts in the upper left corner. And then I added another heart to the one on the right, and I'll just pop that in over by that real life circle. Now I wanted to have another staple in another area of the page, so I went ahead and stapled that heart die cut that's by the title. I'm actually thinking of going back and stapling that real life circle as well on the right hand side, so I have a visual triangle of staples if I could talk. Anyway, these are the January 2025 hip kits. This finishes off this layout, and I'll see you again soon.